Heather, I would support her Oakland's things if she hurries up on the fence.
Oh, good deal. Okay, councillors, would someone like to move to resume standing orders, please?
Yep.
Moved by Councillor Wales, seconded by Councillor Kennedy. All in favour? Against, carried. We'll now move on to the Director of Development and Environmental Services report.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Mayor.
you.
Item number 1 is the list of building approvals for complying development and construction certificates. I'm happy to take any questions.
Can I move by Councillor Meagle, seconded by Councillor Law. Any questions or comments, councillors? If not, I'll put it. All in favour? Against, carried.
Item 9.2 is a list of development applications approved under delegations, and again, happy to take any questions.
Moved by Councillor Kennedy, seconded by Councillor Law. Any questions or comments? If not, I'll put it. All in favour? Against, carried.
Item 9.3 is review of reporting and compliance burdens on local government. This is quite an old report from 2016. However, the Office of Local Government have asked for comment again on these reports. And before you is a list of all the legislation and the recommendations from your part report. I'm happy to take any questions.
Moved by Councillor Meagle, seconded by Councillor Law. A question, Councillor Meagle.
Not a question, just a comment to Ms Appleyard. Thank you for the report. There's a lot of work that's gone into that, and when you start to read what they're on about, and the fact that you stuck up for the rural and regional councils and not just the city-centred one, very happy with this mission. Well done.
Can I just quickly endorse that too, because we can all make lots of noise and complain about things over time, but unless you make a submission, you're really just wasting time. And for our director to put this one in and the next one, I think the government do notice when people make submissions and take it seriously, so well done.
Councillor Meagle, probably appropriate to round of applause. If there's no further comment, I'll put it. All in favour? Against, carried.
Item 9.4 is the compliance and enforcement regulation review, again from my part. Again, this is one that the Office of Local Government are looking for comment on. Essentially, this is cost shifting from council to the public. So again, happy to take any questions.
Moved by Councillor Meagle, seconded by Councillor Kennedy. Any questions or comments? If not, I'll put it. All in favour? Against, carried.
Item 9.5 is the community participation plan. This is in relation to development applications and any planning documentation that the community are able to have their say on. This is bringing it back to council after the submission period. We had no submissions. We did note that there was a couple of omissions in the original plan, one being how to make a submission, and the second being that there was no defined exhibition period for a regionally significant development, so those have been added into the plan.
Moved by Councillor Wales, seconded by Councillor Meagle. Any questions or comments, councillors? If not, I'll put it. All in favour? Against, carried.
Item 9.6 is a report from our Heritage Advisor and Local Government Heritage Grant Proposal report for this financial year. Happy to take any questions.
Moved by Councillor Thomas, seconded by Councillor Kennedy. Question, Councillor Thomas?
Just in regards to the consultation with our Heritage Advisor that Federation Council engaged, has he completed, I presume it's Peter Cavallo, has he completed a report for each one of these entities?
At this stage, not.
No, but that's in the pipeline to complete those. And when they're completed, do they become public documents?
Depending on what's contained in there. If it's got commercial in confidence, then no. If it's just a report on the heritage significance and proposed works, then yes.
So as they come forward, they'll be tabled in council?
Not necessarily. No. If council wants that, that can happen.
I just think if we just considering our history that we've just experienced, it might be just an idea if we can all probably have, even if it just happens at a workshop level, just have an overview as the reports start to come through, just for our own background in case we are getting any questions from the general public, it might be worthwhile, if possible. Thank you.
Yeah, good comment, Councillor Thomas, because there's a lot of really good things that happen with Peter Cabolis. A lot of older buildings, dilapidated, that he's brought back to life and replaced old signage, so it'd be of a lot of interest, I would think, for it to come back to council. Any other comments, councillors? If not, I'll put it. All in favour? Against? Carried. And now, thank you very much, Susan. I'll move on to the Director of Engineering Services report. Thanks, Dave.
Mr Mayor, item 10.1 is just an update on the current works program. You'll note that we are making good progress at the moment especially on some projects up north. Simply because, while everybody else is unfortunate about the dry weather, it certainly helps road making, provided we can get water, that is, to carry out. We can't do road work without water either. We've been blessed at the moment where we have enough. So the job up at Boree Creek, which was on hold last year because of the drought, is nearing completion. Well, the road works part of it is. There's some culvert work to be done there, but that's nearing completion. So good to see. Everything's moving reasonably well at the moment.
Excellent. Can I move that recommendation, please, Councillor? Moved by Councillor Kennedy, seconded by Councillor Law. All in favour? Against? Carried.
10.2 is just a report on the capital works program again. So you've got to turn your business paper on its side to see what you're reading. We just added some notes in there, and most of that's just ticking along nicely. Question?
Moved by Councillor Longmire, seconded by Councillor Law. Question, Councillor Longmire.
Yeah, just one, Mr Carmichael, in regard to John Ford Oval Sports Facilities upgrade underway. What are we doing over there?
I'm not 100% sure, to be quite honest.
That's what I'm asking, because I'm not sure either.
They did receive a Stronger Communities Fund, I think in round one. It's a fair while ago, I think it might have been before I started here.
Replacing the cladding and that around the front of it.
This
is at the football shed.
Yeah. They've redone one of the netball courts there as well.
Yeah, I understand that one. Yeah.
That one, and there was an upgrade to their hot house, my understanding was. But I don't know the fine details of it, but I haven't been involved in that one at all.
Okay, thank you.
Any further questions? Councillor Thomas.
I know this doesn't appear on this particular list and it hasn't been funded this way, but I was just wondering if there was opportunity if we could get an update on the Moala All Abilities playground, how that's progressing at some stage. Thank you.
Yeah, that'll come into the next one properly, but I haven't finished populating this yet.
Okay, that's
The next
fine.
one. Sorry, we'll finish 10.2 first.
Yeah.
Any further questions, councillors? Councillor Longmire.
Just, Mr Mayor, if I may, a belated just comment in regard to, it was pointed out to me the other day with the upgrading of the high school oval, which is good, but the timing's not real good in regard to kids cricket and stuff like that, because there's a shortage of ovals.
That's one of their own. That funding went to them. It didn't actually come to us.
Yeah, okay.
So they had control over that. We had no control over that one at all.
I'll just bring it as a comment again, if I may, in regard to the opportunity with Hover and Bridge Road for an extra oval. I think it's one of those things we should draw attention to very soon.
Thank you, Councillor Longmire. Councillor Meikle, did you have a comment? If not, any other comments, councillors? If not, I'll put it all in favour. Against? Carried.
And item 10.3 is just where we're up to with the Stronger Communities funding. Some of them will hopefully come to fruition in the following reports, and once we get into confidential, we're 3 tenders up and we're just about to get something sorted out for the Rennie footy ground lighting upgrade. That one will go through in the next couple of days. There is plenty on the go at the moment. We've also got tenders out for the industrial subdivision in Howland. So there's three tenders out for that, which will come back to a November meeting. So.
Excellent. Can I move that motion, that recommendation, moved by Councillor Law, seconded by Councillor Kennedy. Any questions or comments, councillors? No, I'll put it. All in favour? Against carried.
Item 10.4 is the tender assessment report for the Fallon Multipurpose Hall and Gymnasium. See there, we did have 5. I wouldn't declare an interest at this stage.
Danny's going to defer,
It's
you're right.
only going to go there.
We'll defer to close.
We'll defer, but you all know we've got 5 conforming tenders and 1 non-conforming, which is pleasing.
Councillors' recommendation there to be moved by Councillor Meagle, seconded by Councillor Law. Any questions or comments? No, I'll put it all in favour. Against carried.
Item somewhere.
10.5.
Yeah, well, when it gets there. Item 10.5 is the tender assessment for the Corridor Swimming Pool redevelopment. Again, it was pleasing that we got three tenders in for that. And again, it's been referred to, you will see that there is some figures there on available funding. And it recommended that it be deferred to confidential.
Moved by Councillor Wales, seconded by Councillor Meagle. All in favour? Against carried.
And similar with the construction of the ballpark multi-sport pavilion, which is again tied up with the pavilion that was the Cricket Association and Hockey operated out the far end of the pool amenities building, when originally they were going to add on to that building with a dog leg off to the right. Now that building is to be fully demolished, it'll be a standalone new building. And again, this has been referred to confidential.
Moved by Councillor Meagle, seconded by Councillor Law. All in favour? Against carried. Thank you very much, Steve.
Thank you.
We'll now move on to item number 11, notice of motion. Question without notice. There'll be no items. Reports from committees. 12.1. We have our local traffic committee meeting and minutes report, and we have a recommendation. The recommendation that the minutes of the local traffic committee was held on the 10th September 2019 be adopted. Moved by Councillor Meagle, seconded by Councillor Law. Any questions or comments, councillors? Councillor Kennedy.
Yeah, I've been pushing this barrow for a while. There's no mention in there about the 50k zone in Mulwala. I don't know who to address this to. There's comments in there, if you read through it, there's comments in there about after community consultation they've recommended to increase the Daysdale zone from 50 to 60 k's. I've never seen Mulwala, never been told about the 50k zone, we just got bang dropped from office. Now I want to know what we've got to do. I was told by previous directors that it's all being sorted. There's nothing happened. There's not a thing happened for this 50k zone. There's never been an ask, no one's ever been asked. And there's also a recommendation to keep the 60k zone in Corowa, because there's multiple roads come off it. You drive down from the bridge at Mulwala out, there's 9 roads come off the Mulwala road onto that main road too. So I can't see any reason why we can't, look at the Mulwala zone, because if you went to a community meeting, I think 90% of the population of Mulwala want that returned back to 60k instead of 50k's. So I don't know who I've got to approach or who we've got to see, but I've banged it up I think 3 or 4 times now. It needs to be actually brought up, because there's nothing on that committee thing about saying no one's been banging it all up. So I don't know who do I approach about seeing it.
I could only suggest Councillor Kennedy that we just deal with this recommendation, and you might put a motion forward to be passed on to the traffic committee and dealt with.
Yeah, as part of this.
As part of it.
Soon after.
Would you like to make it part of it, or do you want to make it a separate?
Oh, I can't have to accept it, but I just wanted,
Yeah.
like, it just keeps getting pushed aside. Like, I just want to know what.
No, we need a motion for sure, and that'd be the best way forward, I reckon. Yeah.
I'd adopt these minutes and then
Yeah.
separate the motion.
Did I get a mover and a second for these? For this report? Moved by Councillor
It's already
Law.
moved. Yeah.
Moved. So, all in favour? Against carried. And we have a new motion, moved by Councillor Kennedy.
Well, I'd like to see some community consultation from the Mulwala community about the 50k zone, and is that how we do it, or I'm not sure. Like, I've got a lot of people knock on my door and say, when are you going to get this changed back to 60k's? Like, especially from from the bridge, the Channel Bridge out.
Yeah,
I think
that's
that's,
right.
like, there's not even houses on some side of the road.
I'll just pass that comment over to
On the 50-kilometre.
our Director of Engineering.
Within our other
Seconded.
From the Mulwala Canal north to
Seconded.
To the Tokemore Road.
the Tokemore Road.
Whyalla.
Oh,
On Melbourne Street.
Sorry?
On Melbourne Street.
Melbourne Street,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's in Melbourne, yeah, it's all Melbourne Street, isn't it?
Yeah, and it goes to Spring Drive.
Spring Drive after that.
Councillor Kennedy, might you move the speed zone be increased to 60 kilometres and then that would be referred back to the traffic committee for
Yeah, you can do it that way.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, I'm happy.
that's the outcome you want.
Yeah, that's the outcome we want, yeah.
Yeah,
That's the one, that's the outcome we
that's
want.
it, yeah.
That 50 kilometre speed zone be increased to 60 kilometres
Yeah,
within Mulwala on Melbourne Road from
the increase to
Mulwala
60.
Canal to the Tokemore Road. I'm happy to go past the schools, that's fine, but once you get across that Channel Bridge, you go round to the Seven Lake Road, yeah, it's all 50k zones,
Yeah.
and there's not even houses on most of it.
There's also that bit that goes out past
Yeah,
the
down
tip
Toke
road
Road.
there.
Okay, we've got the motion there, we've got a seconder when we're ready, is Councillor Longmire. As a result of the motions of Councillor Kennedy and Longmire that the community, do you still want the community consultation?
Well, we don't know, we don't need that anymore, do we?
Well, probably it needs to be referred to the traffic committee.
Yeah,
It's recommended to the traffic committee that
That's where you go.
that's
Yeah.
the approach.
The recommendation of the traffic committee be sought on the 50k zone.
We'll get some words around it. I know what the intent is.
Be sought on the 50k speed zones within Mulwala on Melbourne Road from Mulwala Channel to Tokemore Road. B, you can take a hand out there, be increased to 60 kilometres. Moved by Andrew, Councillor Kennedy and seconded by Councillor Longmire.
We're just tying it up.
Yeah.
We know what the intent is.
Any other questions or comments on that one? If not, I'll put it. All in favour? Against carried. Reports from delegates. Reports from delegates. Councillor Law, we'll start off with you.
Last Friday, I had the pleasure of opening the Fed Art Prize show. Certainly an incredible job has been done by the people there, Marge Sains and then Aaron Nichols and Philip Nielsen. Marge is slowly handing over to the younger generation and it's worked incredibly well. A little controversial in parts, the prize winners, but that's art as far as I'm concerned. And I can only advise you all to go and have a look at some of the magnificent displays in there. One painting is for sale at $10,000, negotiable. It's not a painting that I would buy, but there were some other absolutely magnificent works, and it's a credit to the town, to the committee, and the rest of the town who's gone on to make Corowa a place of art at the moment. The other galleries and some of the shops have got on art displays at the moment too. And it is really a credit to the committee and to Federation Council for such an excellent job.
Thank you very much, Councillor Law. Councillor Thomas.
I just will quickly go through, as you would be aware, the follow-on from our last council meeting. Councillor Longmire and myself attended the water sharing plan community meeting for the Murray Surface Water. I've handed those notes to our Director Appleyard to follow up, and to Shul. And then the same week we attended the Yarrawonga-Mawela Bridge meeting in Yarrawonga on the foreshore, where there was state, federal and local government representation at a roundtable meeting, just to bring everyone onto the same page about the alignment of the Yarrawonga-Mawela Bridge. Then we attended the Tundra Fund opening. I have seen a personality side to someone in this room, and they're highly competitive. being our mayor, which is an interesting experience on the Dodgem card, but we got through it. And then we were able to attend our rural committee, so that was really good. And I'd just like to thank Federation Council, because I believe that we're on the radar as we speak at the Murray-Darling Association Conference in Queensland, as being a part of Region 1. Not that we're represented in that room, but I have been receiving some notes and that's progressing well too, so thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Thomas, and I apologise if you took offence to any of my bumping. Councillor Wiles.
I attended Yarramull Tourism, and I'd also like to thank you for representing you at the Wodonga Police Remembrance Day. It was very memories.
Yes, and thank you for doing that, and also thank you for Councillor Thomas, the CWA.
Yes, I just got one point of call on that. I did attend the CWA on behalf of your thing, but you know how councils are renowned for rape, rubbish and roads. Well, obviously when you think about CWA, what do you think of?
Food.
Cakes.
Scones and cuppers. And they have actually really utilised that concept, and they have these sconations. So it's all about inviting people into the room and having a scone, obviously, and a cuppa, but it's all to do with rural mental health, which I think was a pretty savvy pun on their behalf. And just another point of call, they're going to celebrate 100 years in 2 years' time, which I think is exciting.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Any further, Councillor Henry?
I had the pleasure of, a couple of Sundays ago, attending the Oaklands Rec Reserve annual general meeting. It was entertaining. They're going, a good little community, they're going well out there, they haven't got any money, but they've got some pretty exciting projects in there. After the meeting, they were shown, well, the plan's getting drawn up as we speak for the new toilet block at the footy ground, and that's, but there's fairly few old people on their committee, but and they're pretty lucky with what they got, I think. You know, it's good to see them actually, good to sit there with them one Sunday morning instead of going to church. I went out there, so.
Could I suggest that you alternate your times a bit better and go to church end of the meeting or something?
Well, I booked at 10 o'clock.
Councillor Longmire.
Yeah, I attended the opening of the, or whatever it was, with the Federation Rail Trail at Bulga. However, my enthusiasm has been diluted since the public or the media exposure for two things. And the enormous enthusiasm and direct, what would you call it, procedure from our New South Wales Rail Trail chairman. He's missing the point, and I've told him this in consultation with him, that he needs to understand that the adjoining landowners on the circuit of where this rail trail needs to be consulted, because it's right next door to them, even though it does go along the side of the road a fair way. But in fairness, I've had some feedback to say that they'd like to know what was going on, all the other stuff that's obliged to what they're doing, and so he's very much aware of that. And the other one is, under the circumstances of rural people at the moment, they're not in the mood. There's not the culture out there at the moment to adopt something that's seen a lot of money spent, that, you know, not being selfish or whatever, but just put it on hold until such time comes where things get back to normal. So that'd be my message to council, to just leave things where they are until such a time, and I hope it's sooner than later, but it won't be before this time next year, that we can ascertain we've got a normal season, things go back to normal. So that'll be my report.
Excellent. Excellent. Councillor Wiles.
I just wanted this Mayor, could Margie correct it was Wodonga Police Remembrance Day, not New South Wales.
Oh, okay. Victoria.
Thanks, no, that's fine.
Councillor Thomas.
Wodonga Police Remembrance Day. Thank you.
I'll do the 3.5 you do the plan.
Okay. No, I was just leaving up with my fellow councillor Longley. I didn't know whether we've just conferred. Councillor Longley and myself also attended the Rand Town Improvement Committee, where it was really exciting night because we had the launch of Plan Rand, and I believe we're going to discuss Plan Rand this afternoon, and I think we should really look at this really, really exciting document. I don't know whether Councillor Longley.
Excellent. Councillor Longley.
After that particular meeting, they had their 355 meetings.
Sit down and talk, please, Councillor Longley. Yeah, you don't have to stand up.
Yeah. Did you attend that 355? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Councillor Thomas, did you attend that 355 as well?
Yeah, so,
Oh, actually, sorry, there was three, Ronnie left a little bit earlier. And the community spirit was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I heard yeah. Luckily, you gave me a report on that meeting. I think the next day, and
it's heartwarming.
you were equally as yeah.
And they deserve all our support.
Yeah, yeah. No, thanks for that report. Any further reports? I'll just touch on a couple. Obviously, the Japan one I'll leave because there's a presentation by the schools, kids involved next council meeting. Local government conference again this year was well attended by all the councils, but probably one of the highlights was the breakfast with the Deputy Premier and a lot of the ministers there, and we got a Q&A session with them, so it was opportunity to ask, put things forward. A lot of conversation about drought, a lot of conversation about water, but it was it was a good conference. The venue was probably a little bit different. We were out at Cabramatta, which was felt like a little bit on the outskirts of, anyway, so it was motel bus. But anyway, that was once again a pretty good conference. The other thing, just on the local scene, I attended the vintage machinery and tractor pull you ran at the weekend. It has battled in previous years a bit, and to the point where I thought it mightn't have regained itself, but blew me away when I went there. There was increases in everything: the machinery, the trucks, the tractors, the people involved in the hospital fleet. It was a major success. It was really, really good. So that was a positive one in a tough time. So, and I suppose that's about it for me, really. There's been a lot of things, but time is time's the issue. So if there's nothing further, well, Councillor Law.
Just read the Japan report. Isn't our next council meeting in Urana? And that's going to be quite difficult for the students to get out to Urana to report to us. They only have a limited time. So maybe we could change and put a December meeting in Urana and have the next one here or something.
Good point. Yeah, well, maybe we should just discuss that after the meeting and see what we can, move around there. Would someone like to move that these verbal reports from delegates be accepted? Moved by Councillor Thomas, seconded by Councillor Wales. All in favour? Aye. Against carried. Correspondence there, you've got 14.1 to 14.9. If there's any particular item you'd like to discuss there, otherwise I'll move it as a block if that suits. If there's nothing you want to deal with individually. So from 14.1 to 14.9, can I have a mover for those items of correspondence, please? Moved by Councillor Law, seconded by Councillor Kennedy. Any questions or comments?
Just might make a comment, and Susan might be interested as well. With our 355 committee minutes, when they do come in, and I notice some progress association ones, etc., it's important that we really do make sure, and Lonsdale Reserve, that anything they're proposing as committees of council, we accept those minutes, we are therefore endorsing their things. So there's no issue, but I want to make sure we get across the good work that those committees all do and on behalf of us and our endorsement of that by our accepting their minutes.
Would you want us to go into them a bit more? And I think
not unless there's any comment on it. Yeah, no, I think we're all there.
If councils across those minutes or happy to move it? Okay. All in favour? Aye. Against carried.
Can I just ask a question on the Lonsdale one? It says there's a draft master plan.
Yeah.
What was feedback sent to council? Do we have a council that was talking about that meeting?
No, I was in Kimberley.
And just
Councillor Thomas?
I did ask Councillor Kennedy whether he made it to that last Lonsdale Reserve, because obviously when you're out and about in your community, people ask you questions, and they were asking me questions about the Lonsdale Reserve master plan. And I said, well, actually, I'm not delegate. My fellow Councillor Kennedy is delegate on that committee. If you've got issues with this master plan and some of the changes, would be to go via my fellow Councillor Kennedy. So I would like to think that this person would follow it up with Councillor Kennedy rather than myself as a delegate. That's all I can say in regards to Director Abigail's questions, because I know there must be a little bit of something going on.
Okay. Was there any, did you have?
I'm getting my head around all the facilities that we own, and these in particular, it looks like it's operating very well, but
Maybe you need to go to a meeting.
I'd be happy. You should come to one of the meetings.
Go to one of the
If
meetings.
I go to all the meetings,
I know.
I will not be.
You'll never be home.
But we do need to assign an officer to all of these.
I'll try and get out to the next one.
Yeah.
But it just,
Easy, yeah.
there seems to, at the moment, there seems to be a disconnect of what's actually happening in the committee and what's actually happening within council itself, so we just need to be mindful of that.
I don't think there's much infighting in the committee anymore like there was. I told them to pull theirs in.
And then I don't know whether the RAND minutes made it, or whether they've just gone into the workshop. They're just in a workshop.
Are they?
Yeah, they'll be the next.
Question, Councillor Long?
Yeah, just a comment from Mr Butler. We've been told at how long that what our minutes submitted to council are read, but that doesn't make them formalised. Council haven't acknowledged the minutes, and then we've got to then reapply. If we've moved a motion or an action, a low square for example, we then have to separately write to council about that action for approval. Is that? But you just said that once we endorse the minutes, that means it's been approved by council. Is that correct?
And the conversation should have come up, and that's what I think the General Manager was pointing out. So if there's anything from any of those committees, some actions, we need to be over them before we endorse it.
But it's a very good point, and it needs to be, I know it's been dragging out, but this 355 review needs to really flesh that out, because where I've been in the past, we would put, if there was minutes coming through that were recommending things like that and the committee to endorse them, personally I don't agree that you just then have to write a separate letter and all those type of things. We shouldn't have them in column either. We should pull out those recommendations, put them in a report, and go, right, it looks like Low Square want to do this or that. Here's their minutes are in the attachments, but I just think we need to get a lot tighter around that and get clarity across all our committees as to how they want to operate. So I don't know, it's probably something we need to workshop and get that 355 done.
A workshop will be very advantageous.
We all operate the
because
same.
everyone's operating slightly differently.
Yeah, and I was just taken up on that point about subtracting those movements or motions out of those minutes, separate them so that they're right in front of your nose in relation to moving the council. Yeah.
Highlight them.
Highlight them.
Okay.
Yeah. Any further comments there, council?
Just for the council, if you look at the Lonsdale, in there they're doing a lot of work. Now we need to capture that information into our asset registry so that we know when things are done and they depreciate and goes back into our financial. So we need to make sure that we're getting this information.
Okay. Well, I think that's already been put. So now item number 15. Would someone like to move to go into closed council, please? Moved by Councillor Orr, seconded by Councillor Kendi. All in favour? Aye. Against, carried. Okay.
Yours first and last, maybe?
We'll change it for last.
Yeah, do it at the end, we can go and have lunch, really.
Yeah.